torch, my friends. Hey, thank you for everyone jumping here live. I know we got some folks coming in. And for those of you watching on replay, what's up? I'm glad you figured it out at some point to make some time to come learn a little bit. My best guess is probably about 12 to 15 minutes is generally how long I keep these. So I really don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're leaders. You probably lead an organization. You maybe lead your own business, lead a team within an organization. Maybe you also lead at home. I hope you lead at home. And so regardless of where you lead, these lives are really to be real. They're raw. As you can tell, like there's no glossy, there's no fancy editing here. It's just me going straight at it. And I appreciate you being part of this. And if you've got some questions, go ahead and lob them in. I'm going to open up the chat here. And then, by all means, please share this with other leaders you know that are looking to improve and get better. So today, what leaders must have, what they must focus on to actually get results. Okay, we're in the results business. We want some level of results. And if you're in a sales-led organization, you want to move the needle. You want to grow your revenue. You want to generate more sales. You want to make more money. Totally get it. Maybe it's in the customer service space and you want to get better customer service ratings, so forth. Regardless, there's probably some results that you're looking for. And man, here's where so many of us leaders get tripped up is we are outcome focused, outcome based. And this is a trap. Yet this is how we are hardwired. And as humans, because we're having a human experience, we think, okay, I want to make more money. And so I'm going to go out and do this thing to make more money. Or I want to be a business owner. And so I'm going to do what it takes to build a business or lead a team within a business. And we end up focusing on these form related things, these like outcome in the human flesh outcomes. And then when we don't get them, we do a marvelous job of beating ourselves up. How many of you have ever set goals in your life and then you didn't achieve it? You didn't get that goal. And then you thought, well, maybe I'm not good enough. What's wrong with me? Maybe I'm doing it wrong. And we beat the hell out of ourselves in that process. And then when we do that, and here's the challenge that now I've been in, especially in relationships. When we beat ourselves up, we invite others to judge us, to beat us up. And then we accept it as if I'm deserving of that. You are not deserving of that. That is for damn sure. But let me get back to the point is we're focusing on outcomes. And this is where the trap lies. And for those of you just jumping in, we're really mapping up a path here that most people get stuck on in this human, what it means to be human, to be a leader, whether you lead an organization or you lead a team within an organization or whatever. We get stuck in this outcome based. And when we don't achieve the outcome, what's wrong? We're frustrated. This is not happening. I'm not happy. I'm not having fun with this. There's no joy in this. And this is the trap. Okay. I wish I understood this 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 30 years ago. But hey, we all learn at our own pace. Here's the thing. We have to get clear on what we want. As a leader, what do you want? And when I ask that question, whether it's in front of a one-on-one with somebody or it's in a group of 500 people, by and part, the answers I get back from people are something in the human realm, some sort of form. I want more money. I want to grow the business. I want to service this many customers. I want to have a team that generates this much revenue, success, whatever. It's usually something in the form related. I want to impact the lives of 1 million people. It's usually something in the form related, right? On the scoreboard, I call it the scoreboard. So something on the scoreboard, something that you can see, you can measure. And this is a really challenging trap. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining. And Because what two things happen. Number one, when we don't succeed on the scoreboard, when we're not getting the results that we want, we beat the hell out of ourselves in not shaming ourselves. But what happens is we attach our identity and our self-worth to that scoreboard. So when we don't achieve it, not only we beat ourselves up, but now we go into a state of anxiety and stress and worry, and like it's not happening, and I'm it's not coming. And I go back to, what do you want? And once we go a couple layers deep, and depends on how much of a paradigm has been formed by this individual over time, because a lot of leaders come into this with a lot of bad habits and a lot of old patterning. What is it that you want? It's when we go a couple layers deep, for the most part, it's not, gosh, I want a really successful team and I want to generate a bunch of money and we want to IPO this thing and we want to whatever. It's usually something that they want on the other side of that form thing, that scoreboard thing. Oh, I want to generate more revenue so our stock price goes up so that I can retire with more money and I can finally be free and at ease or less stress. I want to have joy in my life. Okay. That's where we are getting to. That's what you want. That's what you want to experience. That's less about the scoreboard and more about the being, right? What really is important to you. So here's the trick or the trap that most get caught into. And I'll give you my example of how I did this. I will experience joy and happiness and freedom and lightness and less stress and excitement once I achieve this thing. Once I have the car, once I get the house of my dreams, once I get that promotion, once we make this much money, or once the business generates this much revenue, then I'll experience these things. Happiness, joy, love, excitement, stress, low stress, all that. So now the things that you want are dependent on, and here is the catch, dependent on things you can't control. You hear that? Your love, the happiness, the joy, excitement, the peace, the lightness in your life, the freedom is all traditionally dependent on something you can't control. That's the trap that leaders fall into. Here was my trap. I, as a former athlete, once I transitioned into life after sports, man, I struggled. It's not that I was a bad person. It's not that I was broken. I just was lost and afraid to ask for help. I didn't know at the time, but looking back, that's ultimately what it was. I didn't have the vulnerability, the awareness of, man, if I could just be open and raise my hand and say, yo, I'm drowning, I need help, that would be a sign of weakness, that I would be a failure if I did that. Can you imagine that? Asking for help would feel like failure. Man, the heck was I thinking? And that was a pattern of mine for a long time. And so then the people around me suffer greatly because I was trying to do it alone. I had this mindset that it's all on me. I got to carry this. And then the thought process for me was, well, once I get this, because one thing that I got into that actually felt like being an athlete was entrepreneurship, starting a business. And so I was like, oh, okay. This is what it felt like to be an athlete. And I'm going to feel that thing again once I grow this business and make a bunch of money. So now the feeling of joy and lightness and just being myself was dependent on me growing a business and making some money, a lot of money, which were two things that I couldn't control. So that became the trap. And I struggled in that trap for a long time, and I shamed myself, and I felt a tremendous amount of guilt, and that gave the green light for other people to project shame onto me and guilt. And I found myself attracting very toxic relationships, toxic people into my life that were just mirroring back to the toxicity that existed in my own world. It was on me. I was responsible for that. So I say all this because as a leader, we are focusing on outcomes. And once we get those outcomes, well, then I'll prove myself as a leader. Then I'll be a strong manager or business owner. Then I'll have the freedom to go do the things I want to do. And very few business owners are free. They are all self-admitting at one point, right? The golden handcuffs, the ego is in the way. So very few are free. Very few managers are leaders in businesses are free. So I say that in hopes that you see the opportunity here, that the outcomes will be what they are. And the scoreboard is simply just feedback. Man, it's just feedback on what we need to do and get better. So instead of focusing on the outcomes, let's focus on what you really want. And what you really want, I'm not going to say what you really want, that's on you. But what I will say is, like I said in the beginning, for those of you that weren't here, most people, when I ask them what they really want, it's usually something that is scoreboard related. The house, the car, the time off, the passive income, the beach money, money while I sleep, those types of things. Love, I want respect from my partner. It's all scoreboard related. And so what my hope is, in just a few minutes you had here with me, yeah, no, I hear you, man. You're not alone. That's most of us. And it takes some serious unwinding. So it's getting back to, what do you really want? And start aligning and embodying that now. Because if you saying, hey, look, once I build up this team and we're just killing it, then I'm going to get a promotion. And that promotion is going to put me at this place where I'm going to make more money. I'm going to have more status. And if that's what we're working towards, then you're going to get there and it's not going to be enough. We're going to want more status. We're going to want more money. We're going to want a bigger promotion. We're going to want to start our own company. It doesn't end. So we're thinking that once I do that, then I'll be happy and free, and I'll be at peace and less stress and a lot less weight that I'm carrying. Or then, my case, once I make a bunch of money, then my wife will love me and talk to me and respect me and have sex with me and all that just wasn't the case. And it never would be the case. I had to become it first. You see, for those of you on LinkedIn and on Facebook, you'll see it says, founder, be the torch. On YouTube, be the torch. That's all. We have to embody it first. That individual that we want on the other side of those scoreboard related things that we want. We got to embody that now. And how did that happen? So we have to become that now. And then, now here's the kicker, and I'm going to close with this one. Once we embody that, once we become whatever it is you want on the other side of the money and the success and the status and the house and the cars, whatever you're trying to experience on the other side of that, once you embody that now, then people start to align with you. I will give you a really relevant example. For almost 2 years, 18 months to 2 years, I thought I wanted to build this business around coaching men specifically. And someone had guided me along this path, and I listened and I followed, and it made sense to me. And so I wanted to create this really powerful business along these lines. And I spent so much time, energy, and money. And the reason why I wanted to do that was, I wanted to be of service in this capacity, because that felt good for me. Doing this type of stuff has me feel good. I like this. This feels good to me. This is where I want to be of service, to communicate a message, to help people, to support people, and to go through it with them. Because look, I'm not on a pedestal by any means. I'm going through it right here, side by side. In fact, I'm giving you a real life example. So I spent thousands of dollars on ads and tools and funnels. Crickets, crickets, nothing. And I'm seeing other people outside of me just killing it. What's wrong with me? That's what the scoreboard does. It has us compare ourselves. What's wrong with me? So I spent the last 2 years trying to build this up. And I would do videos like this and get 40, 50 views, 100 views. I mean, you can go through my videos and see it. I get very few views, very few likes. And then, I just kind of hit that wall. And I had, thankfully, the loving support around me. My partner in life, my girlfriend, she's a fantastic mirror back to me. Some mentors of mine and friends reflecting back to me. And what I realized was I'm trying to force something that's just not there, and it's not in alignment. And the energy by which I was giving off, people just weren't feeling it. They weren't hearing it. So I shifted and said, okay, I'm going to go back to 2018, kind of before COVID hit. I started building a speaking business, and I just said, okay, fine. I'm going to go back to what I do well, communicating message, getting up on stages and speaking. And lo and behold, within the last, it's been almost 45, 60 days now, I feel like I'm saying the same shit on trainings, teachings, connections, calls. I'm just getting a whole different response from people. Now, my calendar is not filled up yet. I don't have a ton of bookings. I still have to do the hard work in growing something. But there's a different energy. And I was saying this to a friend at an event last night where I just said, I feel like I'm saying the same thing. It's just energetic, man. It's different. I feel it different. I'm different. And thus it comes across different. And thus I'm attracting different people and people who are aligned with this message. If you are aligned with this message, by all means, just follow, subscribe, wherever you're watching this live at. And if I can be of service to you, by all means, reach out. If I can be of service to your teams, your organization, have the concept around being the torch, right? This is a mirror-based philosophy of we have to lead ourselves first before we can lead others. And then once we can embody this leadership, we can own it, then we can step into our teams, into our culture, and be able to model it first and foremost, and then teach and train them how to do the same thing. Now, imagine what that would look like. When you have all the ecosystem that's around your culture are all aligned on clarity on who they are, what they really want, and they're showing up real, authentic, vulnerable, collaborative. That's how team really, and I love my fire metaphors, that's how a team really becomes a blaze. When all these individual torches come together and boom, we light it up, man. Friends, if I can help light up your organization, please reach out to me. I'm at Cletus Coffey on pretty much all social channels. Just DM me or send me an email, and I'd love to explore how I can support you. Gang, I'll see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. I do jump on and do talk some fitness if you're a fitness individual and you're looking for longevity insight. I share a little bit on my training, and so you may see me doing a live there as well. Take care, buddy. See you on Monday.